Hey, welcome in everybody. I am Artie Rose. This is the Artie Rich video channel, and we are here bringing you another episode, the second episode of season 5 in the GLB, which is the greatest of all time GOAT League Baseball. Interesting, I did some tweaking before the video. I noticed there were a few settings in the game out of the Park Baseball 27 in the setup of how I had things and how to make a few adjustments just to get some more accuracy as we simulate through a season of 156 games with 32 of the greatest teams of all time. Let's get right to the gameplay screen here. This way I can explain some things to you guys. So it's June 6th, and we are 61 games into the 156 game season. Couple of things I noticed that I had to change was some of the older teams, like the 27 Yankees. If I click on them, so it's supposed to be a 26-man roster and then a reserve roster. What the simulation engine did, what AI did, was to fill out the roster. They put fictional players in to fill it out. So I noticed that, and then I deleted the players, so we have a realistic list of real life players. If I click on any one of these guys, it'll say real life stats. So they actually did play for the Yankees in 1927, which to me is pretty important. So a couple of teams, it was only the older teams. So like the 1927 Yankees. I checked the 1942 Cardinals. We were fine. The 1909 Pirates were pretty interesting because they have 26 players and one on reserve. Yeah, so it wasn't the 1909 Pirates. It actually was. Let me see. Let me go back to the standings. I think it might have been 1909, 2016. 39 Yankees had a few players that had to swap out. 1904 Giants. This was the team. So they only have 19 players on their roster for the year 1904. So there were a few players that the AI actually created to fill out the roster. I don't know why. There's a setting that says, no, I didn't click create fictional players. So I got rid of all the fictional players. And then I went on Baseball Reference and I saw there was at least one pitcher, this guy here, Claude Elliott, who was on the team, but he wasn't on the roster from OOTP. So I imported him and put him in. And he actually is their closer. Right here, Claude Elliott. So anyway, that's what I've been doing, tweaking the game before I made my second episode. So as we look and see what the standings are, we have the 1969 Orioles and the St. Louis Cardinals of 1942 up on top in the American Division. So the way it's set up, the top 8 seeds are the top 2 first and second place teams in each division, and then the second 8 out of the 16 are just in like a wild card scenario where they can be anywhere in the standings as long as they have best winning percentage, they get put into the top 16, the bottom 8, but the top 16. Anyway, so the National Division, we have the 1909 Pirates, who were in the World Series last year, up on top. Well, actually, they're tied with the Indians of 1995 and the 1998 Yankees. So there's a three-way tie for the first two spots. And then the New York Mets of 1986, who were the number one seed season 4, are right behind them. In the United Division, the 1939 Yankees, again, have the best record in the league. This has been a pattern with them. They kill the regular season, and either the number 1 or the number 2 seed are always in the top 8, and then we get to the playoffs, and they either lose in round 1 or round 2. So, interesting to see if they actually get out of their own way in the playoffs. Chicago Cubs, who had a abysmal season in season 4, are coming back, and they're in second place in the United Division. The Freedom Division, the Tampa Bay Rays are on top, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are the number 2 team. In the wild card, so you have these 3 teams that are tied for first. They're the top 3 spots in the wild card. Then get the 86 Mets, the 1995 Braves, who just got promoted, 2004 Red Sox, defending champions, the Philadelphia Athletics in 1931, and then there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams tied for the last spot, all with a 30-31 record. So it's I find it interesting that the teams are so evenly matched that really nobody's running away with anything here. I'm going to go to the wild card screen. So yeah, the Yankees have the best record, but the Baltimore Orioles, just a few percentage points behind them. But when you get into the bottom 8, very tight. Very tight. So you have, let's see, out of 32 teams, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. There's 13 teams that are right there. And then the other teams, like, nobody's really out of it. I mean, even the 2 teams that are the bottom 2 teams that would be relegated if the season ended today are only 5 games out of being in the playoffs. So very tight, very tight race. So let's move along to the leaders. Let's see. Let's go. Let's go to statistics. This I like too. Okay, these are the batting statistics. So top 7 in each category. Batting average: Honus Wagner on top with 390 average. George Brett from the Royals, 381. Stan Musial, 378. Al Simmons of Philadelphia Athletics, 358. This is Pee Wee Reese. Pee Wee Reese, bat 344 for the Brooklyn Dodgers of 1955. Azuri Suzuki from the Mariners and Art Devlin from the 1904 Giants, bat 335. Home runs: This was an area that I thought was like a little out of whack last season. Albert Bell wound up winning the home run crown with 72 home runs. Not that it's impossible, but I just find that it was highly unlikely. So this year we have Willie Horton and Al Simmons tied with 15 home runs. Jimmy Fox and Boo Powell with 14. David Ortiz and Shane Spencer with 13. And Joe DiMaggio with 12. RBIs, Shane Spencer 52. Boo Powell 51. Al Simmons 50. Then you have Stan Musial with 46. Albert Bell and Tommy Leach, is that? Tommy Leach with 45. Don Newcomb, the two-way player from Brooklyn, 44. Stolen bases, Kenny Lofton on top with 26. Honus Wagner with 20, right behind him. Willie Wilson from Kansas City with 19. Bill Dalen from the Giants of 1904 with 18. Craig Gentry from the Rangers, 17. What else do we have here? At bats, hits, Stan Musial, 87 hits. Runs scored. Freddie Clark from the Pirates, 50 runs scored. Doubles. Sam Mertis from the 1904 Giants, 23 doubles. Triples. David DeLucci from Arizona with 11. There's some of these stats that are like isolated power. What the hell is that? I don't know how they come up with it and what it is. I should look it up. Anyway, go to the pitching leaders. ERA. This guy, Alexi Ogando from the Rangers, leading the ERA race with 1.78. Ron Darling with 2.08. Randy Johnson, 2.17. Marius Russo from the 39 Yankees, 2.20. Wins, Dummy Taylor from the 1904 Giants. I believe he's 10-0. He is 10-0. Randy Johnson and Marius Russo both have 9 wins. Jake Arrieta and Mike Cuellar, Raleigh Figners, and is that Stu Miller all have 8 wins. Strikeouts, Randy Johnson on top with 121, Lefty Grove 113, John Smoltz 104. Saves, Jose Mesa from the Cleveland Indians 1995 18, and Eddie Watt from the Baltimore Orioles of 1969 18. Innings pitched, strikeouts per 9 innings. Randy Johnson, of course, 10.1. Complete games. Look at this. Lefty Grove with 8 complete games. Garrett Cole, 6. Dizzy Dean from Cardinals of 19. I think that's 1934. 6. Greg Maddux from the Atlanta Braves, 1995. 6 complete games. Shutouts. Red Ames from the Giants of 1904. 4 shutouts. El Duque Hernandez from the 1998 Yankees, 3 shutouts. Jim Palmer and John Smoltz both have 3 shutouts. Look at this. Opponent's batting average. Marius Russo, 185 they're batting against. Mike Cuellar, 188. So those are interesting statistics. Anyway, so that's the rundown of where we are I'm going to take a quick break and then we'll play through maybe another week. Quick play and see if we can find a game of the week to bring you. Be right back. Okay, we're back. I forgot to bring you. We'll take a quick look at the promotion league. So let's get back here and get into that. The promotion relegation league. Okay, 10 teams. You only play 100 games, no playoffs in this league. But the top 2 teams get promoted to the league, the big league, and the bottom 2 teams get relegated to this league. So on top, we have the 1908 Cubs, who pretty much bounced around. They started in this league, got promoted, had a terrible season, and got demoted, and now they're on top again. 1967 Cardinals were in season 1 and 2, I believe. Then they got relegated, and they spent season 3 and 4 in this league. Now they have floated to the top. 1963 Dodgers are in third, 2 games out of first, 1 game out of the number 2 slot. 93 Blue Jays were in the playoffs in season 4. No, in season 3. And in season 4, they did terrible and got relegated. 1954 Giants have been here in this league since I started it. So, I believe the first, I think I started this in season 2. Not sure. 66 Orioles also, along with the 61 Yankees. Just been playing in this conference, Continental Conference, since its inception. San Diego Padres started in the big league, got demoted last season, so this is their second season. And the 1946 Red Sox started in the big league and got demoted. So we'll see what happens. Some of these teams that are just floundering, I might replace them with other potential teams. That's how we got the 1998 Yankees. I took away, I forget which team it was. They just were not doing well. We just took them out, put the Yankees in, and they went right to the top and got promoted into the big league. 1984 Tigers also. So, leading this league, Don Muller from the Giants of 1954 with a 419 average. Tom Tresh from the 1961 Yankees with a 383 average. Willie Mays leads with home runs 26 and runs batted in 76. Stolen bases 20 for Johnny Evers of the 1908 Cubs. Pitching, Bill Stafford from the 61 Yankees, 2.74 ERA. Sandy Koufax and Jack Feister tied for the lead in wins with 8. Strikeouts, Orville overall, and Sandy Koufax on top. 118 strikeouts for overall, 115 for Koufax. Saves, Joe Horner from the Cardinals, 13. So anyway, let's get back to the big league. And like I said, let's bring you big league. There we go. Let's bring you, it's Saturday, so we're going to bring you a couple of days to bring us to Monday. And now it's Monday, June 8th. Orioles won their 40th game. So not too much of a change. The only change we have, I see, is the Florida Marlins now are part of the bottom two teams along with the Yankees of 1927. So, okay, let's play another week. Bring us to the second week. It'll bring us to June 15th, I believe. Okay. 1942 Cardinals now have moved into first in the American Division with a 43-27 record. 1998 Yankees and Cleveland Indians are tied for the top spot in the National Division. And here come the Mets of 1986. They keep winning. They won 2 in a row now and won 7 out of the last 10, and they are now just 1 game out of first. 1939 Yankees, 45-25, the best record in the league. Again, Cubs, 5 games out, 40-30. Freedom Division, we have the Tampa Bay Rays on top now, 4 games in front of the 1934 Cardinals. Any significant winning streaks or losing streaks? Nothing too crazy here. Okay, the wild card race becoming a little more defined. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 3 teams are tied for the number 8 spot. So that is June 15th. Let's go ahead and play another week now. Okay, 76 games in. Like the midway point. Cardinals still on top in the American Division, and Orioles right behind them. 98 Yankees and Cleveland Indians are tied. The Mets of 1986 are 2 games out. The United Division, Yankees, 1939 on top. Cubs still 4 games out. Tampa Bay Rays of 2021 on top in the Freedom Division. Albert Bell has moved into the lead of the home runs. Okay, here we go. Albert Bell on the run. He got 21 home runs. Now we're in June 22nd. June 22nd. 76 games in. I'm going to take a quick break and we'll keep bringing you games. Let's see if anything changes. Be right back. we're back from the break, and we are at June 22nd, halfway through June with 76 games in. So I'm just going to play to the end of June, see what it looks like. Here comes the next week of games. Okay. Things look, well, the Indians have taken over the lead in the National Division now. They've won 7 games in a row. So they are on fire right now. Yankees fall 3 games behind them. And the Pittsburgh Pirates are 6 games out of first and 3 games behind the Yankees. The Mets of 1986 have cooled off. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games. So they were climbing and now they're sinking again. Detroit Tigers have lost 7 of 10, and they are tied for the last place along with the 1904 Giants. So the Yankees of 1927 have climbed out of that hole. The 1904 Giants have lost 7 in a row, and they're 1-9 on June 29th. So interesting developments here. Albert Bell hit another couple of home runs. He's at 23 for the season. Okay, June 29th. Let's play another week, get into July. Okay, July, pretty much unchanged. Yankees in 1998 have won 6. They are keeping pace with the Indians of 1995. Yankees pulling up now. They're 8 games ahead of the Cubs of 2016 and 9 games ahead of the Red Sox. Tampa Bay Rays just maintaining. Wild card race. Red Sox and Mets tied for the number 1 spot. Rangers are 2011 and 1931 Athletics, followed by the 1909 Pirates and 1962 Giants. And the Colorado Rockies of 2009. And then there's a 3-way tie for the last spot. Brooklyn Dodgers, Astros of 2019 and 1995 Braves. So, interestingly enough, we're the 1984 Tigers. There they are. 1 game out of the playoff spots. 43-46 record. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll bring you a few more games. I want to finish the month of July at least, and see if we can find you a game to bring you. I'll be right back. Couple seconds. Bye. Okay, we're back. And it's July 6th, so let's get another week in the books. Bring it to the middle of July, which would be July 13th. And now 96 games in. Pretty much unchanged. Mets now tied for the top spot with the Rangers in a wild card. 1939 Yankees still got the best record. Cubs are floundering a little bit. Now the 1934 Cardinals have come up, won 4 in a row, and they are tied with the Tampa Bay Rays in the Freedom Division. So that is interesting. Monday, July 13th. Let's look at the other league because now I think there's only 2 games left. You got 196 games in. The 1908 Cubs have clinched the top spot and tied for second are the 1967 Cardinals and the 1963 Dodgers. This might hold the game of the episode. Let's take a look at who's playing who in game number 97. Dodgers are playing the Padres. Blue Jays. Yankees. Let's take a look again at the standings. Let's see. So Dodgers and Cardinals. Who are the Cardinals playing? Let's see. Cardinals are playing the Blue Jays. So both teams are playing teams that are just, they're not in the race at all. So this is interesting. Now let's see, Pennant Chase. Pennant Chase here. Cubs are in it, and the Cardinals and the Dodgers. The only other 2 teams, the Baltimore Orioles of 1966, have a very slight chance with 4 games left. Cardinals. So yeah. Cardinals have the best chance of getting in. So that's interesting. Get back to the big league. Monday, July 13th. We got to search for a game of the episode. It might be. Let's see what happens here. Let's go back to this. Let's finish today. Okay. Oh, the Dodgers won their game, and the Cardinals lost their game. So now, with 3 games left, it's the Dodgers and the Cardinals battling it out for that second spot. So let's go to the pennant chase again. Now the Dodgers have a 66% chance. They are playing the Anaheim Angels. And the Cardinals are playing the Giants of 1954. So Giants of 1954, a 49-48 record, and Angels So these two teams, the Angels and the Giants, are pretty much even. So interesting to see who's going to get in. Let's see. No games today, so here we go. This is the scheduled games. Cardinals at home against the 1954 Giants, and the 1963 Dodgers at home against the Anaheim Angels. So I don't know which one of these games I want to. They both look interesting. They really do. They both look interesting. 63 Dodgers, I think I would want to see against the Anaheim Angels of 2002. I'm really hoping that the Dodgers get in because I think this team was a very, very good team. We'll take a look at them. Look at this team. Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale. Bob Miller, Johnny Padres, and Nick Wilhite. Maury Wills, Willie Davis, Tommy Davis, Frank Howard. Who's this guy? Delroy Griffith. Okay. Don Zimmer, Johnny Roseboro. Look at this. Make sure these guys are all in here. Yeah. We should be good with all these guys. Roy Gleason, okay, real player. Just checking if these players are real. I just want all real players. That's all I want. Ooh, okay. Yeah, so I think I might want to bring you this game as the game of the episode. Looks very interesting. So take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with the game of the episode, which is going to be the Anaheim Angels in Los Angeles against the Los Angeles Dodgers of 1963. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. And like we said before the break, we're going to bring you featured game a little bit different than usual. We're going to bring you a game from the Promotion League, the Continental Conference, because they have 3 games left. They're playing game number 98. The Cubs are comfortably have already clinched the top spot, but the number 2 spot right now is being held by the Los Angeles Dodgers of 1963. And but the St. Louis Cardinals of 1967 are right on their tail, a game out. We go to the scores. So today's game, the Dodgers are playing the Anaheim Angels, who got relegated from the big league at the end of season 4. And the Cardinals are playing the 1954 Giants. So the Giants are trying to play spoilers to the Cardinals, and the Angels are trying to play spoilers to the Dodgers. So we're going to play this game, and we're going to should be interesting. So let's bring up the lineup screens. Pitching for the Angels, Kevin Appier. In 19 games, he's 5-9 with a 5.23 ERA. For the Dodgers, it's Bob Miller. Also 19 games pitched, 5-8 record, 4.45 ERA. The AI says that the Angels have the advantage in pitching, so we shall see. Let's get to the game. Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Nice rendition of the stadium. Anaheim Angels are up first. We have Adam Kennedy, the second baseman, leading off, followed by Garrett Anderson, the left fielder. Batting third, Brian Fulmer, the DH. Troy Klaus, the third baseman, bats fourth. Tim Salmon, the right fielder, bats fifth. Scott Spezio, first baseman, bats sixth. Benji Giel, shortstop, bats seventh. Darren Erstad, center fielder, bats eighth. And Benji Molina, the catcher, is batting ninth. Let's get this game going. Panoramic view of the stadium before the first pitch. This is customary in out-of-the-park baseball 27. And here we go. And that is in the gap. Gonna be, on the warning track to the wall. And Kennedy is in there with a leadoff double to start it off. So man on second, nobody out for Garrett Anderson. Anderson batted .343 so far in the season. 24 home runs, 67 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Miller. And it gets away. Wild pitch. And Kennedy goes to third. Now, man on third, nobody out for Anderson with a 2-2 count. Pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Davis is there, but it's far enough, and Kennedy tags up and scores the first run of the game. So the Angels are up here 1-0. Now, one out for Brad Fulmer. Brad Fulmer batted .272 with 18 home runs and 65 RBIs. Here's the pitch. Third base, up with it, over to first for the second out. That's Maury Wills at third base. Yeah, Maury Wills at third base. Don Zimmer is at short. Don Zimmer, how old is he? 33. Wow, okay. Anyway, here we go. Troy Klaus, bat .240, 23 home runs, and 70 RBIs. 2 outs, nobody on. Pitch from Miller. Popped up. First baseman takes it in foul territory, and that is it to end the inning. But the Angels get 1 run to start the first inning. So here we are now, bottom of the first, lineup for the Dodgers. Maury Wills lays off, third baseman. Willie Davis, center fielder, bats second. Tommy Davis bats third in left field. Frank Howard, the DH, bats fourth. Right fielder Darrell Griffith bats fifth. Jim Gilliam, second baseman, bats sixth. Ron Fairley at first base, bats seventh. Don Zimmer, the shortstop, bats eighth. And Johnny Roseboro, the catcher, is batting ninth. So here's Wills against Kevin Appier. The pitch. Ground ball. First baseman has it, tosses over to the covering pitcher, and that is the first out. Willie Davis, the center fielder, batting .283 with 15 home runs and 58 RBIs. The pitch. Ground ball picked up by, was it an infield hit? Davis is out. Just beat it. Spezio took that, the first baseman. Okay, here's Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis, left fielder, batting .333, 11 home runs, 66 RBIs. Pitch. Popped up. No, that's way back. I'm sorry. On the warning track, it looked like a pop-up. And that's Davis. Has a double with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. Frank Howard, power hitting DH, is up, batting .259, 25 home runs, and 84 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, hot. Third baseman picks it up over to first to end the inning. And no runs for the Dodgers. We go to the top of the second. Tim Salmon leading off. Salmon batting .252, 12 home runs, 58 RBIs. Pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Zimmer boots it. So an error on Don Zimmer, and Salmon is on first. Salmon, 5 stolen bases on the season. Scott Spezio steps in, bat .246, 7 home runs, 43 RBIs. Pitch. Ground ball, second base. They get the fielder's choice at first, and that's it. 1 out. Here is Benji Giel, the shortstop. He's batting .218, has 6 home runs and 28 RBIs. Pitch. Ground ball. Don Zimmer through his legs. Okay, runner holds at third. So now you have a runner first and third, 1 out for Darren Erstad. Erstad batting .246 with just a pair of home runs and 23 RBIs. The pitch. There goes the runner. Throw over to second, and he's safe for stolen base for Benji Giel. That's his 3rd stolen base of the year. So now you have runners second and third, 1 out for Erstad. Pitch. Ground ball, shortstop. Over to first, but the run scores. And now it's 2-0. So 2 outs. Runner on second for Benji Molina, the catcher, at .278, 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. The pitch. Popped up. Center field. Davis is there. Makes the catch and ends the inning. But 1 run, and it was unearned because of the error. And it's 2-0 now. Angels going into the bottom of the second. Darrell Griffith, bat .284 with 11 home runs and 48 RBI, steps in against Appier. Pitch. That's going to be a base hit into left for Griffith. So man on second, nobody out. Batter is Jim Gilliam. Bat .244, 4 home runs, 34 RBIs. Pitch. Bunted. Pitcher picks it up. Throws him, runner out at first, but the base runner advances. Well, Gilliam is on second now. Ron Fairley, the first baseman, bat .297 with 9 home runs, 46 RBIs. The pitch. And that is another base hit. And coming around trying to score is Griffith, and he's in there. Makes the score 2-1. Don Zimmer now. Man at first, 1 out. Fly ball, left field. Anderson is there, makes the catch, and that's 2 outs. Johnny Roseboro, the catcher, about 200. 3 home runs, 29 RBIs. The pitch. And that's up the middle for a base hit for Johnny Roseboro. And digging for third is Fairley, and he's in there. So 2 outs, runners on first and third now. Well, Maury Wills. Maury Wills bat .325 with 1 home run. Pitch. Ground ball. Second baseman throws over to first, and that is the inning. So no runs. 1 run. And the Dodgers leave 2 runners on. And the score now is 2-1 going to the top of the third. I'll take a quick break and bring you some more action right after this. Okay, we are back, and we're at the top of the third now. Score is 2-1. Angels over the Dodgers. Dodgers trying to solidify their spot to be promoted to the big league in the Continental Conference. There are 3 games left. This is game number 98, and the Dodgers are in second. But 1 game behind them are the St. Louis Cardinals of 1967. So let's get this going here. I'm going to speed play this until there's somebody on scoring position. And nothing across for the Angels in the top of the third. Bottom of the third, same thing. Well, we have Willie Davis. And he's got 15 home runs. Let's see what happens with him. And there's a ground ball to second base. Spezio is there. Kennedy makes the play for the first out. Tommy Davis, who actually doubled his first time up, is up. And there's a pop-up, and Kennedy is there to make the catch for the second out. Frank Howard, DH, up, 0 for 1. Pitch. And there's a base hit in the gap in right center. And Howard is on. So 2 outs, 1 man on first, and Darrell Griffith, who had a base hit his first time up, is up. Here's the pitch. And there's another base hit into center field. And Howard makes the turn but goes back to second. 2 outs, 2 men on. Jim Gilliam, is up. He's 0 for, he walked his last time up. And there's a little nubber to the pitcher. Throws over to first, and that's the inning. So the Dodgers don't score any runs, and the score is still 2-1 here, going to the top of the fourth. Troy Glaus, the third baseman, is leading off against Miller. Miller has got 43 pitches going into the fourth inning. Here's the pitch to Glaus. And he walks him. Man on first, Tim Salmon. Salmon, 0 for 1. Pitch. Fly ball, right field. Griffith is there, makes the catch for the first out. Spezio, first baseman, is up. And there is a base hit to right field. Runners advance one base. So now first and second with one out for Benji Gill. Gill is 1 for 1. Pitch. And there goes the runner, and he's going to be caught stealing third. So now 2 outs. And a man on first for Benji Gill. And there is a fly ball, center field. Davis is there, makes the catch, and ends the inning. So no runs. On one hit for the Angels, and the score is still 2-1. Going to the bottom of the fourth. Ron Fairley steps in. We're going to quick play, see if we get anybody here. Nothing across for the Dodgers in the fourth. Top of the fifth. Erstad, Molina, and Kennedy up for the Angels. Quick play. Nothing across. Bottom of the fifth. Top of the order. Maury Wills. Quick play. Okay. Got a runner on second base. Tommy Davis is up. And there's one out. So a base hit would probably tie the score. Here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base. And it's an infield hit for Davis. So runners at first and third with one out for Frank Howard. Howard popped up. First baseman takes it. 2 outs. Here is Del Griffith. He's 2 for 2. 2 outs, 2 men on. Bottom of the fifth. Pitch. And there is a base hit. And that is going to score a run and tie the game. Oh, wait a second. What happened there? Wow. Hold on. Okay, so a little confusing. That was actually a double. Let's see if we can replay that. But that was a double by Griffith that scored 2 runs. And now the Dodgers are up 3-2. Where is the replays? Let me see. Replay, Superstats replay. Let's see. Okay. That was a look, okay, and then it just looks like a base hit. Yeah, but it's a double. Okay, there you go. All right, anyway, so now the score is 3-2 Dodgers. And there is 2 men out and a man on third for Jim Gilliam. Appier still on the mound. Appier's got 82 pitches here in the bottom of the fifth. Pitch. And there is a fly ball to left field, and it's caught by Garrett Anderson, and that is the inning. But the Dodgers get 2 runs on 3 hits, and now lead the game 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th, going the end of the 5th, going to the 6th now. Brian Fulmer, it's the middle part of the order for the Angels. Brad Fulmer, Troy Glaus, and Tim Salmon. Here is Fulmer against Miller. Ground ball, second base. Gilliam grabs it, tosses over to first, and that is out number 1. Troy Glaus, 0 for 1. He's got 23 homers on the year. Here's the pitch. And he walks him. Tim Salmon, right fielder. 1 out, 1 man on. And there's a base hit at the center field. So now it's first and second. 1 out. Scott Spezio, the first baseman, is up. Swing and a miss, strike 3. 2 outs. And that is it for Miller. They bring in Jack Smith, the Dodgers. Jack Smith has appeared in 12 games, has a record of 0-1, an ERA of 4.30 in 23 innings pitched. Dodgers are hoping he can get the last out in this inning. Oh, and there's a pinch hitter. And there's a pop-up, second base. Gilliam takes it, and that is the inning. So, nothing across for the Angels. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 3-2, Los Angeles. So the shortstop was pinch hit for. Let's just see. Jeff Devanin. And now David Eckstein, is at short for the Angels. Ron Fairley is up against Kevin Appier here in the bottom of the 6th. Let's quick play. Okay, nothing across for the Dodgers in the 6th. Still 3-2 now, top of the 7th. Erstad, the number 8 hitter. Molina, the number 9 hitter. And Adam Kennedy, the top of the order, coming up against Jack Smith. And we're going to... Okay, so we got nobody out. First and second. Adam Kennedy is on. I just want to see what happened. Was it base hits or walks? So, top of the 7th. Single, 2 singles. And so there's 2 runners on for Adam Kennedy. Here's the pitch. And there goes a drive into, and it's, on the warning track. Off the wall. Going to be a double. And it's going to score 2 runs, I believe. No, 1 run scores. So the game is tied. Game is tied. Nobody out. Second and third for Garrett Anderson. Here is the pitch from Smith. And there is a drive into left field, and Davis takes it. Makes a quick, strong throw into the infield, and the runners hold. So 1 out. Still 3-3 score. Here's Brad Fulmer, the DH. Pitch. There's a drive going back as the center fielder, and he makes the catch. But that is going to be deep enough to score a run, and the Angels take the lead 4-3. So here's Troy Glaus, 0 for 1, 2 outs, man on third. Here's the pitch from Smith. And it's a base hit to left, and that's going to score another run. And the Angels are going to go up 5-3 here. Then I'll bring up Tim Salmon now. 2 outs, man on first. 5-3 to score. the pitch. And there goes the runner, and he's going to be out by a mile. That is the inning. So, Anaheim scores 3 runs on 4 hits here in the top of the 7th, and the score is now the Angels 5 and the Dodgers 3. Bottom of the 7th, Maury Wills, top of the order, leads it off against Kevin Appiah. Appiah with 92 pitches. Quick play, and nothing across for the Dodgers in the 7th. We go to the top of the 8th, and Pete Rickert is taking over for Jack Smith. Rickert, in 20 games, has won 6 and lost 6. ERA of 6.65. A little bit of a control problem. Struck out 50 and walked 56 in 86 and 2/3 innings. Facing Tim Salmon. Here's the pitch to Salmon to lead off the top of the 8th. Ground ball to second. Gilliam over to first. 1 out. Spezio. Let's quick play this. And Spezio must have doubled. Let's take a look. A single and then a wild pitch. So that's why Spezio is on second. David Eckstein is up. The shortstop took over for the shortstop when he was pinch hit for. The shortstop he took over for was Benji Gill. So man on second. 1 out for Eckstein. Here's the pitch. And it's a walk. So now it's first and second, 1 out. For Dale Erstad. Erstad. Pitch. Ground ball. First base. Tosses over to the covering pitcher for the 2nd out. Runners advance, so now it's 2nd and 3rd. 2nd and 3rd. 2 outs for Benji Molina, the catcher. Benji Molina is 2 for 3 in this game. Here is the pitch. Fly ball, right field. Caught by Griffith. And that ends the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Dodgers are still trailing 5-3. Here's Frank Howard to lead off the bottom of the 8th. Pitching for the Angels now, Scott Shields. Scott Shields in the 100-game season has only played in 1 game and pitched 1 inning. So he's got a 0 ERA. Here's the pitch to Frank Howard. Ground ball. Picked up by second baseman Kennedy over to first. And they get the 1st out. Darrell Griffith, the right fielder, steps in. Let's quick play this. And Griffith must have doubled. Let's see. Double for Griffith. Griffith's having a good game. Okay, man on second. Gilliam is up. 1 out. Pitch. Fly ball. Center field. Erstad is there. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Ron Fairley, the first baseman. Man on second. 2 outs. Bottom of the 8th. Ground ball, shortstop. Zimmer, over to first. Not Zimmer, that's Eckstein. So, end of the 8th inning. No runs on 1 hit for the Dodgers. And the Dodgers of 1963 trail the Angels of 2002, 5-3 here. We go to the top of the 9th. Pete Rickert still on the mound. Adam Kennedy. Top of the order for the Angels. We're going to play it. Nothing across now. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Dodgers trying to scratch their way back into this game. Don Zimmer leads it off, and pitching is Brendan Donnelly. Brendan Donnelly, so far this year in 35 games, has won 3, lost 2, saved 13 games. 4.50 ERA. Here is Don Zimmer. That is going to be a caught line drive in center field. Okay, Johnny Roseboro, the catcher. 1 out. Pitch. There's a fly ball to center field, and Erstad makes the catch, 2 outs. And Maury Wills is the final hope for the Dodgers here. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth. They trail 5-3. Pitch from Donnelly. Ground ball, shortstop. Eckstein over to first, and that ends the ball game. So the Angels of 2002 hold on here to win at Dodger Stadium, 5-3 over the 1963 Dodgers. So we'll have to see what happens now. The Dodgers need to win this game to clinch or get close to clinching the second spot in the promotion league. So now let's go, leave this and see where we're at. The Cardinals actually won their game. So now they're tied. Both teams have a 53-45 record. Let us go to this now. The Cardinals have the edge because I guess they had a better record against the Giants. But they have a 66% chance, and the Dodgers have a 33% chance. With 2 games left to play. So, go to the regular season standings. Who will be in? Right now, it's the Cardinals have the edge. So they must have a better record against the Dodgers. Let's take a look. So let's see. The Dodgers versus the Cardinals. Yep, Cardinals have the edge. They've won 5 out of the 9 games that they played together. That's why they have the edge. Meanwhile, playing against the St. Louis Cardinals, they're playing the Giants. The Cardinals playing the Giants. They're tied 5-5. The Dodgers playing Anaheim. They're 4-6. So that's why they have an advantage. They have a losing in 5 games, a losing record to the Cardinals. So the Cardinals have the edge, a 30% chance edge to get into being promoted. Anyway, let's go back to the big league standings, regular season. There you go. So we want to finish July. So let's actually see what happens in that league. Let's play the 2 games. Let's take a break first, and then I'll bring you the rest of the video. Okay, we are back. So we want to play the next two games in the promotion league to see who actually gets in. So here is today. Let's go to the scores. Okay. So Anaheim Angels, 54 Giants, and the Cardinals. And the Giants beat the Cardinals 6-2. And in the Anaheim Los Angeles game, the Dodgers blow them out 10-3. So now the Dodgers should be up. Let's finish today. Okay. Let's go to the. What happened to the pennant chase? No more pennant chase. Let's go to standings. Okay, Dodgers now. Here we go. Dodgers have a 77% chance with one game left. So let's play that game. Giants and Cardinals first. And Giants beat the Cardinals. So I think that's it. I think the Dodgers win it. So let's play their game. And the Dodgers do win it. So now the Dodgers are in. The Dodgers are in. That's it. That is it. The Dodgers are in because they won their last two games and the Cardinals of 67 lost their two games. So the teams being promoted from the promotion league will be the 1908 Cubs and the 1963 Dodgers in season 6. They'll be in the big league. So that was interesting to watch. So let's go back to the big league now and finish out the month. Play another week to bring us to Monday, July 20th. New York Mets are the sole occupiers of the number 8 seed, which is the top seed in. I should actually change that. I really should change it. Let me see if I can actually change that now. Anyway, so the Yankees of 95 and the Cleveland Indians are tied for the top spot. Let me see if I can change this. Well, we'll do it. We'll do it later. Anyway, let's go through. Let's finish next week, bringing us to the 27th, July 27th. Wow, look at that. Three-way tie in the American Division between the Orioles, the Cardinals, and the Rangers. And then you have the Yankees now on top by themselves in the National Division. You have the 1939 Yankees, a 10-game lead over the Cubs in the United Division. And you have the Tampa Bay Rays holding on in the Freedom Division, 2 games in front of the St. Louis Cardinals of 1934. Two teams that look like they might be relegated right now, the New York Giants of 1904 and the Detroit Tigers of 1968. So that's it. That's the end of July. How many more games do we have left? Let's see. 4 games left in July before we go into August. So that is that. This was a good video. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed that game. It was a good game, and watching it, the Continental Conference go down to the wire, the last game of their 100-game season, promoting the Dodgers of 1963 and the Cubs of 1908. This will end this episode, and we will be back to bring you another episode covering, hopefully, August, all of August, and most of September, coming down to the pennant race in the big league. All right, so have a good day. We'll see you on that one.